guys, welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI. Last time we brought Group 1 through the entirety of the dungeon, and now we're all pretty much as far as we can make it. The statues themselves stand in our way. And first we have Poltergeist. Interesting note on the names here. Yeah, the way that this boss works is it casts Stop, and then it targets anyone with Stop, and will instead cast Blaster on them, and that will instantly kill them as long as they're not immune to instant death. None of my characters are, so I would like to set things up so that I don't have to deal with that. Do you have Quake? You do not have Quake. I think that's one of the few spells I never taught you. Well, I floated in case I had Quake. I couldn't remember. Quake, as far as I am aware, does quite a bit of damage to this guy. But yeah, as far as the names on these guys, it's kind of interesting. Each of the statues was given a name that wasn't really what they were actually called. And considering they are these holy warring goddesses, gods, whatever, you can imagine what their names might have been. In this case, we have, where is it? Poltergeist, who is going to be called, or was originally called, Kishin. You may remember Kishin as one of the names of, I think, one of Faye's moves in Xenogears, actually. But directly translating the two, the two words are escaping me, the two kanji that make up this name, one of them stands for a Japanese Oni, which is just an evil spirit or a demon or whatever, or an ogre, and the other one is god or deity. So it's basically a demon god. Hence why they didn't call it that. So let's dispel that. And fortunately, Mog doesn't have a lot to do in this fight. Nothing really valuable to steal. Counters pretty much everything with Fire 3. Most of our characters reduce it entirely. They don't. They at least reduce it by half. I'm not that worried about it in the first place. Let's throw Meteor at you. So yeah, level 67, 58,000 HP. You can steal a red jacket, but why would you? Has auto save, so we need damage that pierces defense. I believe the Valiant Knife does that. Unfortunately, Mog will not. And, weak to poison if you want to try and use poison. Say it with me. Susceptible to a very important status effect. You can stop the almighty. The almighty. Oh my lord. Like, really? These almighty, all-powerful statues can be stopped. And, well, that's the rest of the fight. If you were going to dance with Mog, I think it's Earth Blues, if I remember correctly. You want to do the one that gives you the, I think it's called Cave-In. It's basically the same, it's Landslide. It's the same thing as, Gaw can do with Depression Rage. But yeah, stop and you win? Oops. Yeah, I had no way of really doing poison damage to it other than bio, and, well, the other things I did were better than bio. Lock, learn, quick! And we finally get another Lance that isn't Pearl Elemental, that's actually powerful. Of course, it takes us till we get to the end of the entire game to get it. Where is it? See, there's the Partisan. Oh, where's the other spear? Or Lance. Yeah, it's non-elemental. It's even more powerful than the Pearl Lance. Has boosts to some stats in there too, which is nice. But it's just not really as... Oops, I do have Mog. What am I doing? So yeah, it's better. It doesn't have the Pearl's element or the chance to cast the Pearl spell, and those are pretty useful. I may or may not use it. We'll see. Now I'm going to remove a bunch of things, and we're going to switch to a different party. Okay, we've switched over to party number 1. I didn't go over my setup with the previous party because, well, it was just the best stuff that you could put on. Here, you specifically want flame shields. You could also go with ice shields. Doesn't really make a whole lot of difference. I've given Marvel shoes to anyone who could make use of them, who can't really use more earrings, or the gem box in the case of Realm, just to have something different to try on. And we have Doom. Interestingly enough, Doom, when translated, also is translated as Demon God, basically. So there's that. It's a different word, different kanji, but it often means a very similar thing. But yeah, it's kind of weird. Each of these, and the thing is, like, this character, this enemy, Doom, isn't the same Doom as the Doom spell, and somehow they both got translated this way. It's kind of weird. Anyway, let's see. We have Doom, level 73, 63,000 HP. If you've brought Locke to this fight, you can steal a rare safety bit, but he has no common steal, so that's kind of nice. Absorbs ice and poison, weak to Pearl. We're going to destroy this thing. And, well, it's all about the ice spells with this one, so if you have something Pearl-based that you want to throw, like if you have an extra Pearl Lance that you don't need anymore, you can throw that. Of course, whenever you throw it, it's barrier piercing, so you don't have to worry about that. You can attack. You can use something, but I'm going to wait, because every 20 seconds in battle or so, this boss will use Strago's Final Lore after doing a pointless battle. And yeah, I would like to learn that before we move on, so I'm just going to hold off, otherwise I just nuke this guy super fast. Now, the abilities that this guy can do are Demon Rage, which I'm not even sure what that does. I believe it's unblockable, though. Ice 3, Absolute Zero, Northern Cross, Reverse Polarity, which will switch your rows, and Force Field, which Strago can learn. What that does is it'll make a random element ineffectual against the caster. So that's, I guess, nice. You can use Level Question Pearl if you want, or you can just use the normal Pearl spell if you have it. Go over to the Tack Star. Tack. Pearl. Yeah, there's not really much else to this. All of the statues are a lot more powerful than the dragons, but as with most bosses in this game, they fall down really quickly. It takes me longer to explain all the elements to the boss fight than it does to actually just fight the boss. And we learn Force Field, and we get Sky Render, which is Cyan's ultimate weapon. Weirdly enough, you should still never use Cyan's physical attack because it still sucks, as does most of what Cyan is. But, actually, I don't even need to rest. I was gonna rest, but I don't even really need to. Okay, and last but not least, let's take a look at this party. Again, I've moved the Illumina over, given Terra the gem box as well. Force Shield, perfect evade setup. Gaw, I gave the second Force Shield to in this fight. It's a little bit better than a Thunder Shield form. It's not going to make him completely immune to Bolt, but it's going to give him a lot more magic defense against other types of attacks. Edgar has the Aura Lance that I just won instead of the Pearl Lance because boss absorbs Pearl. And yeah, Gaw is set up with the Offering Merit Award, Wing Edge. You could use other things. I think the Wing Edge is probably his best bet. If you don't want to do this kind of a strategy, then you'll probably want to give him Prussian and Hero Ring earrings to boost his magical damage. Other than that, Float would be a good idea if you have Quake. If not, don't worry about it. Here we have Goddess, even though we can't mention gods or goddesses in this game. Did they just forget about the censorship at the second half or something? Anyway, in the Japanese version, this is Magami. Not Megami, Magami. Apparently that just basically means goddess. So yeah, it is what it is. This is one of the ones where they changed the sprite in from the Japanese version to the Super Nintendo version and covered her up a little more. She was a little more exposed, but it is what it is. Whatever. I don't even know why a lot of the time they do that. It's pixel art. It's not like... I couldn't imagine someone getting all hot and bothered and, you know, worrying enough to say something that, oh, it's indecent. It's a freaking pixel art. Who cares? Anyway, Stray Cat. Ouch, that's a lot of damage. Holy crap. Okay. Goddess, level 68, 44,000 HP, and that's almost gone. Everyone is floating so that I can cast Quake. And we'll throw Meteor and see which one does more. I'm pretty sure Quake does more, but at least that's what I've heard. But yeah, we're all floating, so we won't take any damage from that. Absorbs Lightning and Pearl. I don't even know if that did any damage, to be quite honest. At least I couldn't see it. Has Auto Shell and Auto Haste. And we'll use Bolt 2, Bolt 3, Quasar, Lullaby to inflict... and it's gone. Lullaby to inflict sleep on all party. Flash Rain is Ice Water Elemental. I've said differently throughout the game. It is Ice Water Elemental. Damage everyone. Can use the Almighty Charm ability if it doesn't die so fast that it doesn't get a chance. Has I don't think it's unique. I think only one other enemy in the game gets to use it. It's called Love Token. Basically, if you use a normal fight command that's not using the offering, it has a 1 in 3 chance of countering with this, and what it does is it makes the damage that you deal to the enemy be bounced back and hit you if it's done by a fight normal attack. So that sucks. Once it gets down on HP a little bit, it has a very unique attack. That very unique attack is called Overcast. Overcast is scary. You do not want to be stuck with Overcast. It sets Condemned on the entire party, and so that's like the death sentence ability. And once it does that, when it reaches 0, it doesn't kill you, so you can't just set auto life on you. It turns you into a zombie. So yeah, bad times. Don't get hit by that if you can avoid it. And for defeating her, we get the Excalibur. You could have tried to steal a Minerva, but again, why? There should only be 2 in the game. But I guess one of them was a rare steal. Defeat the statues and magical power will not disappear. What? We destroyed the Warring Triad, but the power of magic isn't fading like it should be. Could Kefka have extracted the very source of magic? Now, again, I'm just going to rag on the translation. It makes no sense in the Super Nintendo translation. It makes absolutely no sense. But thank you, Game Boy Advance translation, you have fixed that. It's just, even the grammatical structure of the Super Nintendo, it just doesn't make any sense there. Anyway, here's a save point. Save points are nice. We should probably use that. Okay, we're all back and set up, and I don't even know what party was on. I was switching a whole bunch of things around. So walk up to each of these switches. And there's another save point if you wanted to use it. Everyone has access to a save point for some reason. that switch, leaving only one party left. And before... Actually, no, wait. We hit the switch now, don't we? I think. Oh, no, that brings us directly there. I didn't do that. Nobody saw anything. Absolutely no one saw anything. I want to go over my setup first. Alright, so the way that this works is we're heading into the final battle with Kefka. And, well, in the final battle, you can bring as many characters as you want. And they, basically like it was in Final Fantasy VIII. If they fall, then in between stages of the fight, they are removed and you're substituted the next person on your list. Though this time, for once in this game, it's not random. You actually have to pick your order. Anyway, I'm only going to outfit about half of my characters. I probably won't even go through more than 4. But we have Shadow all set up with Genji gear, Thief Knife because he's not going to attack anyway and it gives him the best stat boosts. We've had this since the beginning of the game and it's still great. All Genji gear over here with the Bima suit, and Hero Ring and a safety bit, and Hero Ring and a words are hard, and a Memento Ring. Now, I'm not going to bring Realm, and I'm not going to bring Setzer. Setzer's not very good. Realm doesn't offer anything unique. Strago does, so he gets to come along for the ride. I've given everyone Espers that I think might be useful. I probably won't use any of them, but those are the ones that I have. This gives me kind of the bulk of my party here. We have Terra, of course we have Terra. We're facing off it. At the start of the game, it was her game. Then it was Locke's game, and then it was Celeste's game, and it's pretty much everyone's game at this point, but she started this, damn well she's gonna finish it. Alright, perfect Magic Evade setup, Gem Box, Hero Ring. She's pretty much all set to go. Aura Lance here, you could also use the Pearl Lance. There is one part of the final fight that is immune or absorbs Pearl, but none of the other ones from what I recall are actually weak to it, so I'm just gonna stick with this and be simple and be done with it. Obviously the Dragoon setup. Bringing Edgar over Mog is basically comes down to 2 different things. He has Fenrir, by the way. I'm going to use his a couple of his tools in the final fight, but as you can see, he doesn't have perfect defense and Mog does. That's kind of the toss-up between the two. If you plan on using it, then great. Of course, I'm not using Cyan. Cyan's not very good. Now, I've been screwing this up all dungeon long, and I just never looked, because I'm stupid. I mixed up the, where is it? It used to be at the top now. I mixed up the Wing Edge with the Sniper. The Wing Edge doesn't do any additional damage to floating enemies. It's just boosts all the stats and does lots of damage from the back row. So that's why I was using it, apparently. The Sniper has a chance of doing 4 times damage on floating enemies. And that's going to be a lot of enemies coming up. So if you don't have the Merit Award offering on Ga, there are other ways around it, but this is the most damage you can muster in this fight, and it's going to be good. So let's do this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So as far as I gave him Bahamut in case I feel like using it, Golem and Fenrir to set up defenses in case I want to do that. And last but not least, we have Locke set up kind of an auxiliary. He can't do all that much without the offering. If I decided to give him the offering and not give it to Ga, then I could have set up, Ga in a different way. As it is, Locke's not going to be particularly useful, but I have him set up with pretty high magic block to hopefully take advantage of something, not die. We have the Aegis Shield Enhancer over here. Unfortunately, I don't have anything else that I can add yet. And she's basically the backup Terra. Runic can be good upcoming. I've given her a ribbon, as well as given Locke a ribbon, because I don't have an offering for him. We're not using Sabin, even though he's probably the best character in the game. He's just not the best character for the final fight. Not using Mog because, well, Mog. Anyway, with that being said, I think that's pretty much all the time we have for today. I know we didn't accomplish all that much today, but I wanted to go over a lot of that and show my setup for the final dungeon, or the final battle there. There is one thing I'm going to do. I meant to do it at the start of this episode, but I forgot. We've had the battle speed set to slow the whole game long, and I told you this is basically a difficulty slider, and then complained about how easy the game was. You probably need to switch this about halfway through the game, but just for the final battle, we'll put it all the way to fast and make sure that Kefka's got as many opportunities to defeat us as possible, because without it, you don't stand a chance. But like I said, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.